WNST Towson programming here. Know that I spend my Sundays watching football. But it was not lost on me on Twitter in the rain with a raincoat, with my wife holding the raincoat out, with me with my reading glasses into my raincoat tweeting that Tiger Woods was doing some special things on Sunday afternoon. Robert Canady joins us here now from Compass Point Golf. He is our Golf Pro. That's my new name for you. You're now the official WNST Golf Pro, Robert Canady. And, of course, you can follow him at Buckets and Birds out on Twitter, as well as out at Compass Point Golf. And, look, man, you said it last week, right? Like, I pinned you down, I tickled you, I held you down, I gave you the truth serum, and you said, yeah, I thought Tiger Woods was done. You admitted that. So, here we are. Here we are.
Here we are, and shows what we know. Exactly right, huh? Along with every other expert.
Hey, you know what? Don't tell anyone, but they're counting me out, too. And it's still early for me, so I'll just have you know that before I turn. They said I'll never win another major. You know.
Yeah, you still got your comeback in you as well.
Haven't been in an election lately, but you never know, you know?
Yeah, that was something. It was, we talked about it. Often this summer, he had good appearances in the British Open and the PGA Championship, and he had a little bit of trouble closing out the fourth round a few times. So, he put himself in a position Sunday where he had a 4-shot lead going into the final round, and he had never surrendered many leads ever throughout his career, but none more than 4 shots. So he held true and. Not because he shot a spectacular round on Sunday, but he did what he needed to do. He just kind of got it around, made some pars, and, a couple little bogeys coming in. But by then it was pretty much all decided because Justin Rose, had a really rough day as well, but still walked away with $10 million for his day of shooting a 73 3 over par. So, yeah, it was quite a scene. There on the 18 as he was coming down the fairway, and to put it in the basketball parlance, it was like a court storming, with the fans breaking through the rope lines and following them right down there, and that was pretty incredible to see. So, yeah, I was wrong, and you know what? This one time I'm glad to say I was wrong because it was pretty incredible to watch.
Well, so just on the golf side of this, let's start with that, and then we'll get to the Tiger side. We got Ryder Cup. We got all that going on. But thoughts for you on what it does to golf in the near short term, and I mean at Compass Point. I mean in Pasadena, Maryland, or any other course like Compass Point, and I know your company has them all over the country. Will more people be playing? Will golf as an industry make more money over the next month because this happened?
I can't see it making any less. And it's not because it's doing bad, but I can't see any negative effect to it at all.
Is there somebody this weekend golfing or this week golfing solely because Tiger won on Sunday? The answer to that is absolutely. I'm not a golf guy, and you know that, and I'm not the guy that feels the pull. But I tell you, every time I sit and watch a French Open or U.S. Open or even seeing the Serena meltdown, I want to go grab my racket and play, right? Because and my knees, I don't really want to play. And my wife found my tennis racket the other day. But that's the only Jones that I could tell you about. Sometimes I see yoga on TV, but I do yoga almost every day of my life anyway. So, that's not something that I yearn for, or I don't watch the NBA Finals and feel like I got to go out and play basketball, right? But I think golf's different, and I know that because even as a kid, tennis was different for me. It probably in the same way when opening day started, kids wanted to play baseball. When football started, we would all go out and throw football around and be idiots in Colgate. But the golf thing, I think more than any other sport, it would get people out. The Olympics doesn't get gymnastics people back to tumbling, but I think golf does that.
It does, because one of the things about golf, which I think we've talked about several times, is you're playing the same game. You go out and play the same courses that these pros play. You may not want to tee it up at the 7,600 yards that they do, but even though some do, but you're never going to get down on a major league field or an NFL field or anything and get to try a field goal from 50 yards or something like that. But you can go out and you can play the same holes that Tiger has played, that Dustin Johnson, and try to hit the same shots. And so it gives you that immediate connection that you're basically playing the same game. And I saw something on Sunday that it was just a little thing, but I took note of it. And as he was making his march down 18 and they were showing the thousands and thousands of crowd, there was a little kid that couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 years old, and he was going nuts, jumping up and down and screaming and clapping and everything. And at 5 or 6 years old, he wasn't even alive the last time the Tiger won. But here he was, probably going to become a Tiger fan if he, his dad hasn't already made him one. And
well, this would be me seeing Hank Aaron play, which I did in 1975-76 when the Brewers came to town. He was a designated hitter, and I distinctly remember my father saying, first off, I saw Aaron hit the home run, but I was 6 years old. But, it's the same story that I'm telling you all these years later. I saw Joe Namath play in the first game I ever saw. My dad took me to Memorial Stadium, and Joe Namath played for the Jets. And I can sit here and tell you that 45 years later that matters, and it's mattered to my life in making me a sports fan. And I don't know that there's enough of that going on, quite frankly, over the next 50 years for sports.
And my story is I saw Willie Mays come through Cincinnati as a, probably 40-some-year-old. Who did he finish with? San Francisco Giants, I think it was?
The Mets at the very end in 73.
At the very end, yeah. So it came through, with the...
Not that I watched a lot of baseball or anything, Robert. But I'm sure if I ask you about, the 17th at Sawgrass in 84, you'd have some Tom Watson story for me or something, right?